I've been on my grind just to live it out.
Yo,
Say what's on your
we are
mind just to hear it
back.
loud.
It feels good.
Everybody
Always come
knows
back.
me, really that's the old me. Going through some changes right here and now.
Maybe like
I've been on my grind just to live it out. Say what's on your mind just to hear it loud. Everybody knows me, really that's the old me.
Yeah.
Like 2 weeks ago, I had somebody booked, and then his videographer passed away like unexpectedly.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
death is always unexpected, but so then he had to cancel, and then last week it was you, and then your incident.
Unfortunately,
happened,
yeah.
You know,
I was actually following up with you on. I think you posted something about that on YouTube.
what?
That you were having a bad week and that you missed some of your episodes because
Yeah.
of cancellation.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. I was like, great, I'm gonna come in a clutch, and then boom, and
And
then I had to cancel too. Unfortunately.
As weird as it is, even though the cancellations were like, it was a little bit of a bummer. It probably was a good thing because honestly, at that time, like last week and the week before that, I was in a little bit of a rough spot. You know what I'm saying? And it gave me the time that I needed to fucking get right so we could be here today.
Well, that's
you know
great.
what I'm saying? Yeah.
That's great.
But welcome back to another episode of Dope Individuals Only. I'm here with my man Abu. I'm gonna let you give your full introduction. Let them know who you are, man.
Well, you said my name already. My name is Abu Shaw. We kind of went to high school together. We played football together.
Yeah.
So that's
I hated
and we were in
tackling
class
you.
together actually.
Yeah, Spanish class.
That's
fucking Miss
not
Groover.
not even just Spanish. We had multiple classes together.
I only remember Miss Groover's class.
No, bro. Remember I think freshman year when we went to camp. What was that place? Campus when we had to take
Campus?
the bus.
Campus.
And campus.
It was
we
us,
had class
Rainy.
together
Yeah,
in there
that was-
too.
Yeah.
With
yeah,
Bono.
Yeah. Fuck it. It's funny. I that picture popped up because I'm working on the cover of my first book, and I was going through old pictures of things that I address in the book, and I talk about like all the friends that I lost.
Yeah.
So I mentioned Bono in there. So I was going through
R.I.P.
Facebook.
Bono.
Yeah, R.P. to my guy, man. But I was going through my old Facebook pictures, and that class picture popped up
That
that
class
y'all took
picture
in
is
Miss
dope.
Bropes.
Yeah.
And you know what's crazy? I missed that fucking class picture.
You weren't there?
No, I had to take a diet soda from Miss Bropes to Miss Woods. And when I came back, y'all had
the
just
snap was
taken...
where would you snap it?
Yeah.
Oh,
and he was like, yo, you just
damn.
missed the picture. I'm like, let's take another one. And niggas like, nah, we got to start class. I was sitting there like, oh, fuck y'all.
Now that picture is dope though, bro. Every time I see it, I'm like, oh wow.
Yeah,
like,
I get pissed off.
yeah. That class was pretty cool. Everybody was like,
It was a
really-
big-ass family.
Yeah,
That's
it
what
was. Everybody was like friends to each other, and you know what I mean. And like we always helped out each other
Word.
and messed
It-
with the teachers.
Yeah. I feel bad about some of the things we did to Mr. Brennan.
For real, thinking
Mr.
about it
Brennan
now,
comes
bro,
in-
we was crazy.
Yo,
that
we
was
tear
crazy.
You
bro.
know what fucked it up for him? Like in my mind, remember that one day that girl who had him like a couple years before came to our class, and she was like, we were Mr. Brennan's worst class. Nobody's gonna be able to top the amount of like.
I
shit we
remember
did
that.
to-"
I remember that. Yeah.
And
She
it was
should've
like,
never said
It was
that.
like challenge accepted.
She should have never said that.
Yo,
Because when we passed that man, bro, that was, oh my God. I don't even want to talk
we
about
probably
it.
could be in prison for some. Yo, I remember the last day of school for campus. Alvin came up to me. I was on the way. He's getting off the bus. I'm going onto the bus. And he's like, yo, there's 4 water balloons on the right side of the desk in the back of the room. Don't touch the other 4. Those are for us. And I was like, okay. And I went there, and there was
And
4.
there they was.
There was 8 water balloons.
There they was.
Sitting on the ledge of underneath the table. I was like, yo, that's crazy.
Or,
You remember the paintballs?
oh my God, I remember everything.
Yo, I remember everything. Yo, do you remember that one day? Because you remember Bono used to walk up behind him. He's like, Mr. Brennan, tapping on his head, fucking with his hair.
yeah.
You remember that one day he was doing that? And I believe it was Darren.
Yeah.
Darren was changing everybody's
Darren was
grades
there.
to A's. He gave everybody A's for that whole semester, bro.
That's crazy.
Yo, we got away with murder in that class, bro. I still remember that one day. I think it was Mike. Mike
Yeah,
Larry.
yeah.
He made that fucking
I remember Mike Larry now.
that gun that ball made of rubber bands.
Oh yeah.
And that shit was mad
Yeah,
hard. He threw it at that nigga when he was on his little computer next to the wall, and he knocked all Miss Wolf's pictures off the wall. On the other side, she came in the room snapping.
I remember that. That
Yeah.
was. We used to throw paper balls. Yo, that class was. Oh my god.
It was a fucking circus,
It was,
bro.
yeah, it was.
It was a circus. It was so bad that even the kids that didn't get involved in it held it down.
Right. Yeah.
Like Corinne,
Right.
Craig.
Yeah.
She wouldn't say a fucking
She-
thing.
nobody would say
Nobody would
anything.
say
No,
anything,
yeah.
bro. That's loyalty.
That class was. It was fun though. And then too, like, well, Mr. Brennan, right? I gave him mad respect because honestly, bro, like he imagine, like you're saying, bro, we could have went to jail for some of that stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We
But like
terrorized
he,
the man.
yeah, he was just like, all right, I know you guys are clowns, so we just, all right, just sit down.
Yeah, just everybody
Sit down,
stay in
let
your
me
seats.
start class.
Yeah,
Sit
stay-
down, let me
stay in
start
your
class.
seats.
Yeah, I know you guys are clowns. You're gonna goof off.
Bro, he could have
But sit
quit.
down. Yeah,
he could have
for
quit
real,
so
yeah.
many times.
He put up with so much, bro. He put up with so much.
You ever run into him after school?
No, but I heard he passed away.
Really?
Yeah.
When?
There was something on social media of like sorry, I don't sorry. It's not death. I'm thinking about Mr. B. Remember Mr. B?
Yes, the one,
I
the
saw
substitute
some of
who
Mr.
rapped.
B.
Yeah.
Him though, I saw it wasn't death though. I saw somebody posted a picture with they posted with him. I guess they ran into him somewhere like at a store and they posted a picture. But he looks just the same.
He was old as shit then.
He
so-
was. He looked just the same though, short with his, you know what I mean?
with
Just
his-
same way he
his little-
dressed with his
little
hair.
bald comb over. he was
He
had a
was mad
comb over.
professional though. He
Facts.
came to class fresh all the time.
All the time.
All the time fresh.
He like, no, don't touch me.
Don't touch it.
Back up.
Yo, he was great, bro. That's the teacher that Alan needs though. Like some
Yeah.
people like that with that kind of attitude. You
I
know
mean,
what I mean?
he probably should have a little bit more of a backbone at the time, but
He did
other
though.
than that,
He did, bro.
yeah, we were
we
animals.
just out of line.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
He
yeah.
did.
Nick, if my mom knew about half the shit I did in that class, nigga, my mom would have strangled me. You would have got sent back to Africa.
What, for real. You know how many times I got threatened with that? Oh, we're gonna send you back to Africa.
Really? That was a thing?
That was the thing in the house,
Yo,
bro.
that's crazy.
That was the thing in the house.
you ever
know?
took it? You ever took it literal? You ever think like,
At first,
these motherfuckers gonna? Send
at
me
first,
back?
I thought it was for real, but then they never did. So after
It's
like
like,
3-4
y'all-
times,
y'all
yeah,
just talk.
yeah, sending me
You stand
back.
there like this?
You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
at first, I thought it was for real. But then it's like, okay, I messed up once, and then y'all said the same thing. The next time I messed up, my uncle was just saying the same thing. It's
It's like, all right, I'm not buying
they
this
ain't
shit
gonna
no
buy
more.
me. They ain't gonna buy me a ticket to send me back. They're just talking. But,
Yeah.
But no, I mean,
What age did you come over here?
I was 8, 9. I'd
Okay.
say, yeah, right in
So
between.
you're an
I was like
American.
in 3rd grade.
You're an
When I
American.
started. I started in 3rd grade here.
What was it like? The transition from here. Tell the people where you're from. Tell the people where you're from.
I'm from Sierra Leone, West
Sierra-
Africa.
See,
yeah.
when I introduced you, this is what I was
That's what I
referring
should've
to.
said.
Yeah.
Well, you should've told
My
me
man,
that.
what you mean?
I don't know. Nah, it's all good. It's all good. I should have said that. You
My man
right.
came up here with the authentic dashiki. Like this
Word.
isn't from like
One more.
yeah Sheen. This ain't from Sheen. This is
It
authentic.
says Sheen.
Yeah. They got a men's.
I gotta
section
get you one though.
Yeah, fuck
No,
yeah.
I've never been in there. Where's that? Sheen at? Where's that?
No, it's online. It's kind
Oh,
of
it's
like
online.
it's like the
Oh, okay.
opposite of like Fashion Nova. That's like Fashion
Oh,
Nova's
okay.
competition. It's more for like women, but they have like a whole men's section, and you can
Yeah.
get like shit like
Different.
this.
Okay.
Yeah, like
different kind of
culture,
cultural
yeah, culture,
clothing and stuff.
wardrobe items
Oh,
and shit
okay.
like
that's-
that.
Okay.
So it's kind of cool, but it's not authentic. You know what I mean? Like you're not getting no dashiki online for $8. You know what I
Damn, be
mean?
that cheap on there?
It'd be that cheap, bro. Like,
Dang.
that's you run into like you bump into the wall, that shit rip on you. It's like, no, I'm saying so. But okay,
Yeah, nah, that's bad.
yeah. That's why I don't order shit like that.
Got
but
you.
fuck it. So how was it coming over here 8 years old? Because 8 years old, that's a decent amount of living. My son's 8 years old, and this motherfucker remembers fucking everything.
Yeah.
So I mean, what was that like?
That's funny you say that because actually when I returned back home for the first time in like over 15, 16 years was
Holy
like
shit,
in
that's a big gap.
2000 yeah. In like 2018 you know my mom like I would say stuff from like childhood, and she'd be like, "Oh wow, like I can't believe you remember that."
Yo,
You know, but
kids are
I do,
sponges.
yeah, I remember like so much. You know,
was it a culture shock?
going back?
Well, no,
coming here?
coming here, like experiencing what you experienced as a child, and like when you got here, was it like, oh shit, like that kind of thing, or did you just kind of blend in?
I mean, when we first came, I actually was living in Bethlehem with my uncle.
Okay,
Right, like he's the elder of our family, so I was living with him in Bethlehem, and but like I mean, there's so much material in Africa about America, you know, like magazines and stuff, and so like I was familiar a little bit with where I was coming and like what I was getting into,
okay.
but I mean, not all of it was true, you know, like meaning, like honestly, my perception was like, you know, like the streets were made out of gold, and like I can go to a recycling center and like find people just throwing away money. Like that was my perception, bro.
Really?
For real.
Holy shit!
But that's just from like looking at magazines and
yeah.
watching movies.
they
You
sell a
think-
lifestyle.
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, but I mean, but you know, America is still beautiful. You know, when you get here, you see, like we actually landed in New York, so
Okay.
that was
Yeah.
You you land in New York, JFK, and just going through the city, you're like, oh wow, like this is
Look
is
at this
dope.
shit,
Yeah, this
yeah.
is dope. You know what I mean?
I couldn't imagine being somewhere for the first 8 years of my life and then coming in, and the first thing I see is New York City. I didn't go to
Or-
New York City, like to actual New York City, till I was maybe like 16, 17 years old. And that was huge for me at the
Or-
time, being 17 years old. Like, holy
Yeah, New York
fucking-
is
like,
beautiful.
Look at these fucking buildings.
Buildings.
Yeah, nobody says excuse me. It's like, yo, who raised you fucking guys? You know what I mean? So I can only imagine. That's,
Yeah.
Wow.
Nah, it was that was a sight to see, bro.
Did you have feelings of like being homesick and shit like that?
I actually didn't want to come.
You didn't want to come to America?
No.
Why is that?
Well, my mom was in her second marriage, and she didn't come, like when I was coming.
That's
So
hard.
I came with my dad family.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I didn't want to come, and at first, before I even found out that we were planning to come here with my dad's side of the family and my grandmother's and my uncles, like she didn't want to let me come like in the program. I found this out all later. You know what I mean? But so like her brother ended up talking her into it, and my grandmother, you know, and so she finally said, okay, you guys can take him. But she didn't want me to come, and after I went and lived with my dad's side of the family for a while,
Right.
and we were going through the program, and when it was like for real, like we were just about to get our travel papers to
I was
come.
about to say, what, like the visa program?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
And I was like, and then when I went back to Sierra Leone, all that was done in Guinea, by the way. It's just a neighboring country. But when I went back to Sierra Leone, I told my mom, I don't want to go.
Fuck
Like-
that shit. If you ain't going, I
Because
ain't
it's
going.
for real now. Like,
Yeah.
it's not like we were just about the verge of just buying tickets to come. And I was like, nah, I'm not going. I
Did you
don't wanna go.
did you guys have family? I know you said your uncle was the elder, so he already
was here,
like
yeah.
solidified already here.
Yeah, he was here.
Okay.
Yeah, he was. I wouldn't say he was established, but he was still in the works. But he was a teacher back home, and he actually first traveled to London.
Okay.
So he was in London for some years, and then he made his way over here to the States.
Mm.
And then he, like I said, I guess he always had a passion for teaching. But then he came here. I think he had to go back to college.
They don't.
To-
America
to be
don't accept
qualified.
nobody
Yeah, they
else's
don't,
shit.
they don't.
You could be a dentist of 20 years in fucking Dominican
If you
Republic.
don't have your papers, no.
and bro, they will
Well,
make you
even
go
if you
back
do,
to
yeah.
school.
Yeah, they will. Yeah, they
It's
will.
fucked up.
It's
I find
hard.
That, I
It's-
find
it's
that
tough.
shit fucked up.
Yeah, there's a lot of immigrants that come here, and just with that roadblock, you know what I mean? Like they don't want to start all over again.
I always thought there should be like some process to expedite that. Like, because if I've been a
Yeah.
dentist, it might have been in my country,
Right.
but teeth are teeth. You
That's
know what
true.
I'm saying? Like educating, knowing how to touch people's hearts to educate them that's just teaching. You know what I'm saying? It's a level of connectedness that you got to have with people in order to really educate them. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I might have to learn like some of the things that you guys teach here. I understand that
Right,
part,
right,
but
right.
like I should be like in some expedited process
Yeah,
to
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
get back into what I do.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm
Like
saying?
an accelerated degree program. I can
exactly.
agree with that.
Or maybe even like come up with like some tests to
you to take,
just to see where you need
where
to
you at.
where you're at.
Like a placement.
Yeah, essentially,
Yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Because we're passing up quality doctors, dentists, teachers, lawyers, and all different types of professions just because they come from a different country.
Yeah. But I would say though, you know, like the good ones and the ones that are really determined, they go through it and
yeah.
and they continue that practice or whatever they experience they had. I would say though, like it's kind of a good thing that they do it, but it's also not with I would say the positive thing that the positive that comes out of that is really because in some countries like there's a lot of corruption even in the educational system.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody graduated or got some kind of degree.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Nah, you're good.
Somebody might have went to school and just got their papers, but maybe like they weren't really that qualified. They cheated their way, or maybe they bribed or paid off. You know what I'm saying? That happens a lot. Like in say where I'm from. Let's just
Really?
I'll put it to where I'm from. Yeah, it happens a lot. Like when it comes to like there even been some head of states that are questionable about their education. It's like
Fuck
they
that.
just come out. Oh, I'm a PhD. Oh, kind of like what Trump did.
Niggas getting
I got my
hired for
PhD.
jobs, yeah.
You know, no, like
Hired for
because
jobs
you
you're
own the
unqualified.
college and you
Yeah.
just give yourself. No, it doesn't work like that.
Unqualified.
So yeah, so I mean I think that's why America does it to put everybody back in that process to say, okay, if you are actually qualified, go through the process and you come out. You know what I'm saying?
Do you know, like, if I'm not mistaken, the only two qualifications you need to become the president of the United States is you got to be born here and over 35?
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah, I knew that.
need you don't need anything else. Talk about not needing much for a position like a high position.
Well, you should want that though to be a leader in your say where you're born, right, in your nation. I think them having it that simple is actually a good thing. You don't want to put too much roadblocks on that. You know what I'm saying?
But then how do you weed out the people who are actually going to be fit for the job and
Through
somebody who can just
Through competition.
sit in the
It's through competition. It's through competition. So you know what I mean? Like you want that position to be available to say the people of that country. I mean, that's what I can agree with. And
I agree with that.
yeah,
I think
right?
everybody should have an opportunity.
Yeah,
at it.
exactly. So but there shouldn't be so much requirements or like roadblocks preventing people of reaching that position. If you're the best person, you would get that position. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's not the case all the time, but that's like that's theory.
Yeah. That's the way it should be in a perfect world.
Exactly, in a perfect world.
In
The
a
best
perfect world.
person should be the leader of that nation. You know what I mean? That's how it really should be. It's
But
like
then
they should be the best person.
We end up with Trumps sometimes.
Yeah. You end up with Bushes and
Bushes,
Obamas.
Trumps, Reagans. it's
But
a whole long
it's-
list of
yeah,
these
it's-
motherfuckers.
I mean, and then you have through competition, you have money that has influence.
I was gonna say. So how do
stuff
you
like
think
that.
how do you think we weed out some of the things that have nothing to do with competition? I'm asking you these questions because of what you said to me, as in like from your country,
Yeah.
coming from where you came from, and noticing some of the things, and then you've been here for damn near 20 years,
Right. Yeah.
if not already 20 years.
Over. Yeah. Actually.
So you've had the opportunity to realize what type of people we put in positions of power, how certain positions of power are attained, and things of that nature. That's why I'm asking you, because it's easy to sit on your high horse and judge certain things,
Yeah.
but like if you never really experienced none of these things, then who the fuck are you to say anything? But you not only been in one country where you see rampant corruption,
yeah.
and then you come here and there's some issues that we got here at home.
I mean, it's let's say it's. I mean, there's corruption everywhere. Honestly.
Yeah.
I
That's a fact.
would say America can afford the the corruption though. Like meaning like the money that gets stolen and scandaled. Like we can afford it because we're so wealthy.
Okay.
The country is so much more wealthier. They can afford it. and like say where I'm from, like they can't afford to lose a penny. You know what I mean? They can't afford a penny out the back door.
Yeah,
So-
but yeah,
so-
you got
and-
somebody over
yeah.
here taking money off the top.
Right.
Okay,
So back home, like when it happens, it's like you see it more. Like it's so much more
Felt.
devastating.
Yeah,
Yeah, you know,
yeah.
you feel it. But I mean, for me,
sense.
honestly, I'm not a big fan of government. Like let's
me
say.
either.
I'm not.
I
a
like
big fan.
I like small government. Small government. I honestly,
Government should be simple. You know what I mean? Meaning like they shouldn't have so much control over the people.
I think that's our fault. Why they got so much control?
What do you mean?
Because we traded freedoms for help. We traded freedoms
For like
help.
security, right?
Yeah.
To feel like safer.
like a great example would be like welfare.
Mm.
I can speak on welfare because I fucking pretty much was on it. I was a welfare baby. But a lot of the things that has to go around with getting government help is, you know, you can't have a man in the house.
Yeah.
You can't make a certain amount of money. If you make a
Right.
certain amount of money, you have to you either get kicked off of it or they lessen the amount of help that you get.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I'll say I've heard stories of people like there's a program called Title 20 and they'll tell the parents like, "Hey, we'll give you assistance so that way you can go get a job, but you can't make more than $400 or you're not going to get our help."
Right.
And you can't have nobody else live in your house that brings money in or you can't have our help.
Right.
So in a way, it's like, all right, do I want to have a job and send my kids to daycare or do I want to really struggle to have a job and send my kids to daycare, but, you know, I can have a love in my life or something like that. So then now you got all these people that are having to decide whether they want to have a man in their life
Yeah.
or do
not,
they
or just yeah.
or do they want government help? And
Yeah.
a lot of the time, people are
Go
taking
with
the
the
help.
government help. Yeah. 'cause
You know
it's
what I
easier.
mean? Like things in that area. You know, I can speak on that. So I think we trade away our freedoms to do things in order to have somebody to rely on in a lot of ways. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You know that saying where it's like, pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
Yeah.
You know, I know people don't like to hear that.
Yeah. What I would say, what I'll comment on that is, you know, like people are always gonna take the easiest way out, bro. Like that's just human
That-
nature.
yeah.
Like, we are gonna go the least
The path
resistance
of least,
path.
yeah, path
the
of-
path
yeah.
of least resistance.
Yeah.
That's just naturally, like it's just naturally. So, but what I would say too about the assistance and stuff, I think the assistance is you know is for people who need it, and say like those thresholds that they have. If you're making over 30 or 40,000, if you can actually go and earn that, and the government is taking away that assistance because
You make a
they're
couple-
seeing
a couple more
they're seeing
dollars.
you can actually do it and take care of yourself. I don't see it as they're removing it. So I don't know. I don't see it as a punishment. I see it as they're seeing that, okay, you can take care of yourself, so go ahead, and we're gonna pass this say benefits that say we were giving you to somebody else who might
Yeah.
need it. I don't know. That's how I see it.
It's a tricky spot.
Yeah, it is.
Because it like I said, from the other perspective is, do I struggle or do I get the help and it's a lot easier?
Right. I mean,
But
like
then you have to
I-
sacrifice something. You know what I mean? You might have to sacrifice your kid's father in the house.
yeah,
shit like
that's
that, you know?
Yeah, and a lot of people do. A lot of people do.
And a lot of people,
a lot of
you know what I'm
people
saying? Yo, we sacrifice our freedoms for convenience. I'll
Right.
say that.
Yeah.
For convenience. But I'm a big fan of like small government. I don't think our federal government should have nearly as much power as they
Power,
do.
yeah.
I think the states should handle the bulk of what the government does. Like I think the states should handle that. Now I know some states are smaller, so it's a little bit tricky
Yeah.
in those areas, or some are bigger. But
But that's what they fought for, right? In the Revolutionary War.
To be separate.
To unify, though.
Y-
No,
y-
no, no.
Well, I'm saying-
They wanted the states to be unified under one federal.
yeah,
State. That's
they
what they
also-
fought for.
yeah, but they didn't want to be governed by people who lived across an ocean.
Yeah,
That was-
but
that
that's
was-
not happening though.
No,
The
but,
federal government
but now,
is in America.
but now we're
It's not in
governed.
the UK.
We're governed by people who are so far away from everyday life of regular people.
regular people.
of
Yeah, that's
regular
true.
people.
That's true.
So I mean, it's essentially it's one and the same. That's why I say I think state, like the state government should handle like 90% of the problems. I think federal government should like their only purpose should be like big natural disasters, safety, like our borders, like things like that. Like, that's my personal
even
take.
states too though. I don't even think I don't believe they should have say as much control as kind of what we see today.
So what do you mean as in like you're not a fan of government?
Like,
then?
okay.
So how much power do you think like the people should have?
The people should actually have more power than the government.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I think the people should have more power, and we should. The government shouldn't know about us. We should know about the government. Meaning, if you work in the government,
Preach.
we should know who you are, how much you make, stuff like that, your background.
Do you
everything.
vote?
I do vote. Yeah,
You vote-
I think voting is important.
You voting in May?
Yeah.
Who you
Yeah.
voting for?
I gotta look into that a little bit more. I do. I do mail-in ballot.
Listen,
I know
I'll
a
tell
lot
you-
of people don't like that. They be like, "Oh, it's cheated."
I don't know.
I
the
do mail-in.
judges.
I do mail-in ballot. I sit there and I look up everybody.
That's good.
I take my day. I look up everybody. I read about.
you'd be
I mean,
surprised how many
honestly, I
people
try to
don't, bro.
do it. I try to do it ahead of time.
Yeah.
But on that day when I have my mail-in ballot at home, I have the ability to actually look up these people, read about what they're about, kind of what they support. You know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
I vote for who I think is the best person.
Yeah.
I don't vote for party. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican.
I'm a registered Democrat.
I'm a registered Democrat too, but I'm not a
truly,
Democrat.
I'm an independent. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm truly an independent, and it's simply because whoever I think is right for the job is who I'm voting for.
Word.
Like that's how I base it. I don't pick that. Just because you're on that side of the party.
Yeah.
Of the parties.
Yeah, I
you know
think
what
that
mean?
is probably the one of the most ridiculous things you can do.
I think it is.
Yeah,
it is.
it's really ridiculous.
It's one of the most damning, like on a personal level. It's
Yeah.
one of the worst things you could possibly do. Is only pick
Somebody
one
because they're
side
Republican, or pick somebody because they're Democrat.
Yeah, it don't make no sense because
Yeah.
honestly, I've heard Republicans have more of my interests and my beliefs and shit that supports like what I'm trying to do, my family,
your
my
beliefs.
goals,
Yeah.
all that shit. It's more aligned with Republicans in some areas.
I can say the same, bro. I ain't even going for it.
It's that shit don't phase me.
I don't agree on everything with them, but
Yeah.
I can say I'm more aligned with the Republicans. You know, and you know sometimes you get like when black people hear that, like, what?
You know what I
You
love
know
to
what I'm
tell?
saying?
The
Like,
one thing I always say is,
boy,
I'm like,
my family-
Republicans are the
I'll
whole
get so
reason
much
we're
heat
not
from my
slaves.
family.
We're not slaves.
Mm.
Republicans are the sole reason we're not slaves. Because the Republican Party was the ones fighting on the side of ending slavery.
Oh, you're sleeping. Okay.
Simple as that. But if you look today, there's more Democrats. I mean, there's more black
blacks
people
and Democrats.
and
Yeah, yeah.
Democrats than Republicans.
I mean, from from what I understand, yes, you're right. Like the Republican Party actually had in the beginning was actually had more blacks behind it, and you know, and was aligned with say like the black cause more than the Democrat Party. It
Right.
kind of flipped. You know what I mean?
They found a way. That's what I'm talking about.
flipped. It flipped. It did.
because
Yeah.
they found a way to get us to trade our freedoms for
Yeah.
convenience.
I
You
feel
know,
like
and
it's
I'm
probably-
not saying Republicans are fucking God's gift to earth, but
Yeah.
what I am saying is that we got to be more aware collectively about who the fuck we're actually putting in
for
certain places, because they got the power to fucking ruin shit
Yeah,
for
they
us
do.
or make things a hell of a
Well,
lot easier.
What do you think about local elections and or state elections?
I think I tell people this shit all the time, and I know because I ran as a city. I ran
yeah,
for
I
city
saw that.
council.
I was behind you, bro.
I never realized how important the local elections were, opposed to the big ones, the federal elections for like, you know what I mean, like our congressman, our president, and stuff like that. The local shit is way more important.
It is really, honestly.
because these are the motherfuckers
It
that
directly affects you.
Yeah, that they live. Everybody
live here
that
too,
works. Yep, everybody that works in the city of Allentown, like on a government level, lives in Allentown.
Yep.
So their kids live in Allentown.
Yeah, like the mayor, he
spouses,
lived right there.
yeah, right there on 12th Street.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And
I remember that.
that was something I always had a lot of respect for him, even though he ended up being a dickhead.
Yeah.
But I used to run into him. I'll be walking home 10:30 at night. Him and his wife are walking to
Right
fucking
there on Hamilton
Sunoco.
or something. Yeah.
So no, I ran into him so many times. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, people die at this gas station.
Yeah.
He's out there, him
Yeah.
and his woman.
And
yeah.
he sent his kids to Allen too, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
I mean, from what I heard.
I got a lot of respect for that because
Yeah.
I feel like if you're gonna be living here, you're gonna govern the people. You got to also be a part of the community.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't got a lot of respect for people that. I live here, but I send my kids to Bethlehem Catholic because I understand you can afford it, but
plus you don't even see them. They're like behind some big mansion and you don't have no access.
Damn it, right there
to
on
these
the
people.
right there on the fucking borderline of
Yeah.
Allentown and Parkland.
Right,
Like that's
yeah.
where you live at. Like you go across the street, that's Parkland right there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't got a lot of respect for that, but the local elections, bro, they're way more impactful on the everyday person.
They are.
These are the people that are running your city council.
But the crazy thing though, bro, you went like when I go out to vote for say our local elections, I don't see that much people there.
No,
There are very few people that show up.
We have damn near 140,000 people that live in Allentown. You know how many votes it takes to win a city council seat?
How much?
2,500 votes.
Wow.
25. That's it.
That's not that much.
Compared
to how much people are here.
Yeah. The election that I ran in, that was one of the highest vote getting elections for local elections in the past 20 years.
Well, that's a good sign.
It is because
That's a good sign. It shows people
things are changing.
Yeah, people are aware
slowly.
now a little bit.
But even then, you know what I mean? The person who won the seat, won the final seat, they had like 2,900 votes. There was less than 3,000 people, and they got a seat
for him.
on one of the most powerful seats in the entire city.
Right.
Like literally, the mayor can't do nothing without the help of city council. The mayor could be like, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this, and city council would be like, fuck you, and fuck you. Like literally,
It's a check and balance. Yeah, it's like a check and balance.
Yeah,
Right.
They need to work in tandem together in order to do anything for the city, and that's the city's money. Like let's just say the government and the state gives us $300 million to use. City council is responsible for delegating that $300 million.
Yeah.
So not the schools. The schools are held separately, but like we're talking about fucking like our roads, the building deterioration. What are we doing with the new buildings that are abandoned?
Right.
How
maybe even bringing in businesses, right?
bringing in businesses. How are we empowering
jobs
slumlords and jobs? How are we making all these things more appealing? Parks, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
Revitalizing parks. They do all this shit with that like $300 million. If you don't like the way Franklin Park looks, these are the motherfuckers you need to be listening to when they're going for election, because these are the people
asking them questions.
Yeah, and telling them what you want to see.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or the school board. Oh, our kids got fucking 6-year-old books.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You need to be at these school board meetings, talking to your school board people. You know what I'm saying? And these are the I've seen people win school board seats with 1,400 votes. That's it.
Yeah.
1,400 votes. That's all our children are worth. It's 1,400 people to say, "Hey, I want you."
Yeah, a guy I work with, he's actually
fuck out of
here. He's
here.
actually on the school board in Reading. But yeah, so he's involved in that, and we talk a little bit about like how he's participating in that. But I'm gonna say though, Eric, like I think it's just the information. The information is not out there. Like especially when it comes to like local elections and who those people are.
I would agree with that in a way.
Yeah, it's really not like with the media doesn't really do a good job of pushing that information out there.
It's not.
Everybody only worry about the federal election.
Yeah.
Oh, there's who's Trump or whoever else is running, Biden or his son. And that's all you hear about. It's like
we don't even give a shit about the judges. Like the judges are up for election this May, and then they get their seats. Where are you going? Where you going to go ride your bike?
About to go to the park.
Where you going? $300.
Oh, you balling, man.
We just spent $500 this morning. That's not a flex either. We had to buy a new dining room table. We didn't have a dining room table in my house for like 2 months.
The money goes, man.
Yeah, I was tired of that shit. You ever just get tired of seeing some shit?
That's the new one?
That's the one. That's why it took me so long to set up, because we was in there.
Cool.
We was in here building that
dope,
shit.
Bro.
Yeah,
dining room tables ain't cheap, bro. I'll tell you
Fuck
that.
no.
I mean, I moved like a year ago, and I kind of had, I had everything. I had a couch, and so I bought that in, but I didn't have a dining room table because I was coming from my uncle's house. I was where I was staying at.
Right.
I started looking for a dining room table, and I was like, damn, these joints are like, I gotta spend
shed-
at least $500.
You shed
just to-
one tear. Just one
I
tear.
gotta spend at least $500. I'm like, it took me man long to get a
To-
dining room table.
Yeah.
I only got one because my wife came. You know what I mean?
Men don't give a fuck.
We don't give a-
Yo,
I
yo,
was
Vic,
eating in my living room, bro. I'm like, I'm good.
I'm cool
Like,
here. Yo, men are hella simple. This is my man Vic. He not gonna be upset, but I remember the first time I went to my boy Vic house. I don't know how long he was living there, but I know it was well over a couple months. And I walked in, and he had just a table. It was a table with 3 chairs. He had no couch. He had a TV. He had a computer desk with his gaming system on it, but there was no furniture in that
Nothing else.
motherfucker.
Ooh.
And I was like, yo, Vic, where's the couch? He's like, yo, bro, it's just me. And I was like, I get it. I understand, bro. I'm not even mad at you. It's like, yo, men are
Word.
hella simple.
We are.
But I asked her, I was like, yo, what are you going to do when a girl come over here? He was like, I'll figure it out
Figure
then.
it out. Word. Yeah, man. Don't they say that like the women actually civilized us? You know, like they're the ones that really push us to like be
Do
more
sh-
livable,
yeah.
like making our space an actual
Home,
living
a
space.
home, yeah, make it home. Turn your house into a, that's what they say. A woman will turn your house into a home.
Right, right. There
Yeah.
you go.
So
That's it right there, man. That's why we need them, man.
yeah, we
That's why
definitely
need 'em.
do. And then they need us to say, don't go outside and spend $300 on some bullshit. You need a keyboard. What kind of keyboard? A piano? Nina, don't go out now.
Piano.
Don't go nowhere and spend no money on nothing, because I'm not going with you. So
Yo, Eric,
no.
let's get back to the show, bro.
Yeah,
let her do
man.
what she's doing, man.
I'm sorry. No.
He's thinking about that money.
Yo. Look at me. I'm sweating.
He said, we about to spend a K one day.
Yo.
Damn.
We ain't got it like that. If any of y'all think about coming
We
to
about to
rob
spend
me,
a K one day.
yo, I don't got it like that. But understand something. I got big ass dogs and big ass guns. So you come here acting crazy. Let that be the warning.
Word.
But yeah, man. Oh, I forget where the fuck we
you have
were.
a shotgun in the house?
No, I don't have any shotguns.
You
I
gotta
have-
get one.
I have handguns. And,
I don't have one
and-
either, but
and
I'm
rifles.
looking to get a shotgun for the house.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just don't want to fuck up my walls.
I understand that.
That's what I'm. You know what I mean? Like,
This is your house too, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I own this motherfucker.
See, for me, if I would have to use it,
you gotta
I
repair
just
all
got,
that shit.
Nah, I'm
Oh.
renting. I just gotta call maintenance. Yo, maintenance, I need this repaired.
He's gonna be like, we're keeping your deductible.
They probably would.
No, they're definitely keeping that shit.
That's the one thing I love about renting though, bro. Like, and where I'm at, you know, they're pretty good at that. Cause like if you call or you put in a maintenance request order or whatever,
They be on
they
that
come
shit.
in, yeah, probably the same day or definitely the next day.
That's fire.
So I like that, you know.
Are
but
you
I'm-
handy?
I am handy.
Yeah.
I was a mechanic for 4 years, bro.
I'm
People
just
don't even
asking,
know
like,
that.
no. Mechanic handy. I mean, I will say mechanics are very like resourceful. I'll say that.
Okay.
But like house handy and car handy is a little bit different. That's
No,
what I'm. That's what I'm
I was in
referring
a
to.
car mechanic.
What kind of mechanic?
I was an automation mechanic.
What the fuck is that? Like robots?
Yes.
Oh, this guy, see? I can't, before I started the podcast, I said, Abu one of the smartest people I know. Abu said,
I'm not the
really.
smartest.
But you over here working on fucking robots? Abu, get the fuck out of here, bro.
Bro, I'm sure you know smarter people than me. I'm not the smartest
Probably,
person,
but I don't know anybody else that work on robots, so you can have the role for now. So I find
All
another
right, I'll
person.
take it. I'll take it.
Yeah, right? Just gotta want a good compliment.
I mean, it's. I don't want to be like, you know what I mean.
Oh, man, flex.
I ain't trying to be. Oh, he's arrogant. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I'm and honestly, I don't believe in being smart either though. Like
No?
I never really agreed with that. Say type like compliment. Let's say
About somebody being
smart. I don't.
what
I
is
think
it?
everybody's smart. I think everybody.
Abu,
have
I
you
love
have
I
you
love
ever seen?
Unless I met a lot of dumb
No.
motherfuckers.
No, like there are a lot of dumb people. But
Yeah.
what I'm saying though, what I believe is that everybody knows something, bro. Everybody knows something that you don't know.
Everybody has something to offer.
Yeah,
for sure.
for real, like
I can
that.
agree with
And just from my experience, like a lot of people I ran into, you know, like I'd be looking at some guys, or like even in school, you'd be like, how is he doing it? But bro, like this guy knows something that I don't know. Like
Right.
and if you talk to him for a while, you get to know him. You find out what he's interested in.
Yeah,
That's what he
he's
knows.
knowledgeable about.
Yeah,
Too. Yeah.
There's some guys that know about pigeons. You know what I mean. They'll blow your mind off with what they know about
Fucking
pigeons.
about some birds.
I'm dead serious.
Nah,
like,
I
but that's
believe
just
it.
like,
I believe
and then
it.
to me, to you, that might not seem like say
Like
smart
intellect,
or,
yeah,
or
yeah.
interesting. But bro, what these people know about, like, say even from genetics to changing colors on from breeding them
Yeah.
and the right food and feed that they give them and flying these things as
that's
homer
impressive.
pigeons
That's
and
impressive.
racing them to win. Yo, these people
They
some of them-
race birds.
Yeah,
you can race
pigeon race.
birds. I know you can send them with messages, but I ain't hear.
No, they
like,
race
yo,
them, bro. They-
go win and then come back.
For real, these people who train pigeons, they
Make
they
sure you
call
talk
them
it to
loft
my
flying. I'm sorry, loft flying.
loft flying.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically,
you had somebody talk to you about pigeons, didn't you?
well, I'm actually interested.
Are
in
you
pigeons.
into pigeons?
I use pigeons because I know not a lot of people know shit about pigeons, and
Okay.
I think it's a great example.
I fuck with it. I fuck with it.
And it's funny because that show where I came in, there was
Yeah,
a
you was like,
pigeon
"Is that
on
a
the shit. Is
pigeon?"
that a pigeon?
Yeah.
But bro, so they use these homer pigeons to and they race them. So they'll put them in trucks and they'll take them out to whatever destination, right? And then but this is done under a club. So and then like the club will give you a ring to put on your pigeon.
Okay.
Once it's born or it's like your baby pigeons.
It's kind of like tagging, like when you go to a farm and you see like the tag
Yeah,
on the
exactly. Yeah.
horse's ear. I mean, on the cow's ear. Or
Right.
something.
So
Okay.
they'll give you a ring and you just slide it in your baby's pigeon's foot at a
Okay.
young age. And when it gets bigger,
They won't be able to take it
they
off.
it will not be able to come out. Or you're gonna break his feet.
Okay.
But so basically what happens is they take these pigeons and they put them in trucks, and they basically drive them out like in the middle of nowhere, and then they release them. And then whoever gets home first wins.
The pigeon?
kind of. Yeah, but it's also calculated with
fire.
distance and obviously time. It's not just who got there first.
Yeah.
If this pigeon's home is farther than him, it's like a ratio of this. This
Okay.
is
Okay.
involved.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So they get level at the
Right.
playing
So
field
yeah,
for-
it's leveled. Yeah, it's kind of equal. But yeah, bro.
So
it's,
you be
it's really
racing
dope.
pigeons?
No, I don't race pigeons.
Are you gonna be racing
I'm interested in.
You can have it.
in that. Say in that.
Are you a Mike Tyson
In
fan?
that, I am a Mike Tyson fan. Mike always talking about his pigeons.
Hey yo, that's
Mike always
that's
talking about
funny.
his pigeons.
Did,
Yeah.
did he have anything to do with you getting into pigeons?
No, he did not.
No.
Pigeon
I'm actually
pigeon
intrigued
racing
now.
is actually a big thing in Africa.
Really?
Yeah, it is. It's say globally though, people know South Africa more for it because they have really good birds out there, and they have a breed, like a certain pigeon breed, whatever the name is. I'm not that into it, but they have champions. They have a couple different families that are champions. Like
Okay.
meaning if you breed from this particular family, you have a very high chance of winning.
of having a successful bird. It's kind
Yeah.
of like the gene
Genetics,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
It pass-
what they
it gets
do with
passed
like
down, bro.
horses and shit like that.
It gets passed down.
Yeah.
Even with humans, it's the same thing, bro. Like you inherit, like say your gifts from your parents.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
like
your
athletic
traits, everything. You
abilities, yeah.
inherit most of it.
that's impressive.
It's crazy, bro. Genetics
Pigeons.
is very it's a very complicated topic, but I
Some-
think it's interesting.
Somebody told me, I forget who it was. Somebody told me that they didn't believe in genetics.
What do they mean by that though?
And the reason they gave me was because despite coming from this pool of genetics from your mother and your father,
Mhm.
you could be totally like just opposite of
You could be.
of them.
Yeah.
And it's like how do you make sense of that? You know what I mean?
But that's why I said genetics is very complex.
yeah. It's like
It's very complex.
I
and-
believe in genetics. I think
But
I think
that
sometimes-
doesn't, yeah. But
it's-
that
it's
doesn't
very
mean that
rare.
it's not true. It's,
Yeah.
it's not a established science.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know what they mean by it's not true. That's just the.
I mean, they can do gene splicing and shit like that. It's funny. I was talking to somebody yesterday about they made a monkey human hybrid. I mean, there you go, fucking with genetics and DNA. So
Yeah.
there's
It's crazy what they're doing. I recently read
Niggas are playing God, bro.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what people
It is
are
scary.
playing
Yeah,
God.
yeah, yeah. I recently saw a little article about some company. They wanna they basically wanna reproduce like woolly mammoth You saw that?
Yeah.
You saw that? Yeah. Not just woolly mammoth, but like other, like say ancient
Yeah.
animals or species.
I seen something like that with the Tasmanian tiger.
Yeah,
Um,
same article.
Yeah,
That it was in there
Tasmanian tiger. There's
And
a
there was
couple
another
a couple
one.
birds as
too.
well.
Yeah, like a bird looking like a dinosaur almost.
Yeah. You know the most fucked up thing to me is y'all are trying to bring back animals that haven't lived for fucking millennia. I don't even know what's bigger than millennia. I don't even know the word for it. But we got animals that we are killing every single day.
Right. Going extinct.
Going
That
extinct.
that was
on
one of
our
the challenges.
Watch, on our
Yep.
watch. But y'all trying to bring
Yep.
back animals that have been dead for
That was some of the
thousands and
backlash they
thousands
were
of
getting.
years.
Yeah.
That shit don't make sense.
They were saying,
to
why
me.
don't we worry about the ones that are going
that are
extinct
here.
now?
Yeah.
And then the other thing is too though, like if you bring a woolly mammoth, right? What is really the need, and how is it going to affect the ecosystem?
Yeah.
because it's going to have
what's
to
the
eat.
purpose? It served its purpose.
It's going to have to eat
Yeah.
something.
And then what? Where are they gonna live? Like,
Or even
what
the-
climate? Where they live in the
Exactly.
Arctic?
I mean,
And we got enough
they,
animals over there struggling to find food.
They
now.
they pretty know their environment. They know where they lived and where they found their fossils. I think they're even in the Americas. But yeah, I mean their environment is not going to be the problem. I'm sure they can figure that out.
And another
But-
thing I don't like about like the whole recreating extinct species is they're never gonna be the woolly mammoths from
Back ancient
then.
time,
Yeah. They're gonna be a whole new. It reminds me of like the Jurassic Park movies. You ever seen
Yeah,
the
yeah,
first
yeah.
Jurassic Park? And he's like, "How did you make the dinosaurs?" He's like, "Well, we took what we could take from the bones that we dug up, and then what we did was we took frog DNA and spliced it with frog DNA, and then all these fucking Jurassic Park movies, because you get these dinosaurs that you know
Yeah.
aren't even fucking dinosaurs from back then. You got
But bro, that concept is literally what they're doing.
What
That
they're
concept
doing.
is true.
That's what I'm saying.
Because you actually have to use
Living
a living
animals.
animal that has the closest genetics
Yeah.
to that animal, and you're just manipulating the genes.
But
that's,
but
that's exactly what they're doing.
Now you're not preparing for the animal that was once
Yeah,
here.
you're not.
You're
No,
preparing
no.
for a whole
We're
new
not.
thing.
The whole ecosystem is not. We don't know what will happen.
Ex-
They're gonna have to eat, and what are they gonna eat?
yeah, I don't.
And how is that gonna affect everything else? You know?
I get it because some of these animals seem cool as fuck, like saber-toothed tigers and shit like that. But it's like, bro, they died for a reason.
reason.
They're not.
That's a
They're not
fact.
supposed to be here.
Yeah,
They've served
they didn't
their
make it.
purpose. Yeah,
And me, the reason why I'm really against it is because it's not natural.
Yeah, that too.
I'm not really in favor of like playing God.
yeah,
let's say.
that artificial shit.
Let's just keep shit natural.
Yeah,
Let's-
I'm a huge fan of science, but I think that we have to draw a line on some things.
Yep.
And-
That's where ethics come in, bro.
Yeah,
Some people don't
exactly.
have a
No
turn
code
off
effect,
button,
yep.
bro. You just want to keep going. It's like
And then there's no oversight for some of these things that are going on. Like I remember there was one company I read. You ever heard of CERN?
no, what did it do?
Okay, well CERN. From what I can understand, from what I know about them, these motherfuckers have a history of doing some real unethical shit. Like these motherfuckers was trying to create black holes.
Wow.
We don't know a fucking thing about black holes, but you guys are creating black holes here on Earth. Like, there's plenty of
They were
black
doing it
holes.
on Earth, not even in space?
Yeah, in a lab.
And like in a lab. Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like imagine you create a black hole and it just sucks in everything.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know how these things are gonna behave.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard stuff like that, but like when it comes to like that side of science, bro, I'm not gonna even front. I'm totally not up to date.
Oh. I be getting into all
I'm
that
not
shit.
up
Like-
to date, but
I'm
it's
like,
very
look at these
interesting
fucking
though.
pe-
Space, everything is
Yeah.
very interesting stuff.
There's a lot of wonders.
The
of the world.
people who explain it though, bro, I think they're like almost they're like tryhards. I think like when you're teaching something, like I like people that try to not try, but like do it in a way for people to actually understand what you're talking about.
the common person.
Yeah, like there's no point of you sitting up there rambling big words and like big concepts that nobody knows what you're talking about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's
fuck outta
a waste
here.
of time.
Yeah.
Like make it simplify it in a way that
It's
or-
digestible.
yeah, digestible and people can understand it and give some similes that we already understand and try to connect the dots. Like
Right.
I hate when people sit up there and they just try to look smart. That's just a waste of time. And I feel like those science got the space when it comes to space, those guys like I feel like that's what they do, bro. It's
It-
something
it-
I would
it's
I
not-
would
it's
have
not
to
even
crack
something you would-
open, like say the textbooks.
Yeah.
So for me to understand it, if I want to sit there and listen to them, I don't think I'm gonna be able to really understand.
I'm a huge fan of YouTube.
YouTube.
That's I no lie. Every time like I want to understand some shit, and
Yeah.
and they do that shit that you're talking about, where it's just I can't grasp
You're
it.
right, yeah. But
I-
it sounds
I
so
get-
interesting.
Yeah,
You're like,
I go to YouTube.
give me something that I understand so I can connect what you're talking
and
about.
there's a whole community of people that do that shit for
Oh, yeah?
for us. Yeah, you just got to know what you want to look into. And
I
then
love
there's
YouTube
people
too, bro. I watch a lot of YouTube, let's say, and I agree with you though. YouTube is a very I use it for educational purposes.
Me
honestly.
too. Me too.
You
Sa-
can learn so much from it.
Same thing with like social media. Like
Yeah.
I've been on Facebook for like 2 years now.
You've been
and
on or
off?
off? Yeah, yeah.
I haven't been on Facebook for.
Yeah, I
2
don't think
years.
anybody posts on Facebook, bro.
Yo, but I'm just saying, like I realized, like I was just wasting my motherfucking time, bro. Just
Right, just scrolling
just trying to
and
be
posting.
entertained.
Yeah.
And then I made a huge change.
Now you're trying to figure out how to make money.
make money, learn interesting things,
Word.
fucking like become more in touch with like
Yeah.
spirituality. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Get a better
yeah.
understanding of myself,
Word.
the world,
And there's
shit
so
like
much
that.
information out there, bro.
Exactly.
There's so much information
There's-
out there.
and that's why like when people like that whole basically that concept of like learning is boring kind of thing. I'm like, nigga, you find some shit you want to learn
Yeah,
about.
you have
like,
you have to
you
have to find something you're interested,
you're interested in.
Yeah, then it becomes cool.
It becomes
or
fun.
interesting. Yeah.
Like who doesn't like learning how to do something new?
Yeah.
One of the things like I asked you when you were are you handy? Becoming handy is something that I've been recently doing like over
Oh
the
yeah.
past like
You're a
6
homeowner
months.
now, so
Yeah, not only that, like I took a step back from the daycare to do this.
okay.
And I was like, I'm gonna have more free time on my hands. I'm gonna be in the house a
Oh,
lot more.
okay.
So maybe I could start getting some of the things about my house up to par that I don't like. Typically, before I'd be like, yo, let's just find somebody to pay.
Word.
Like, yeah, like I was like, yo, man, we need a fucking maintenance
Yeah.
man in this bitch. Kind
I
of
wanna
thing.
I wanna say congratulations on being a business owner, bro. That's a very big thing.
I appreciate
and I
that.
admire that, honestly. Like that's something I'm trying to work up to. So like
I
own
appreciate
something
that.
of my own.
Yeah,
That's very big, bro, and that's admiring too.
it brings a huge sense of pride. So
Yeah.
if you're somebody who loves to appreciate the things that you've earned for yourself, bro, go for that shit.
Word,
What would you
word.
do it in though?
What would I do? That's the thing.
Robots.
That's why I haven't started. That's why I haven't done anything. If I did, I would have been doing it already, Eric. What kind of question? No, I'm just kidding.
No, I'm just saying like
Nah, I got you.
T-shirts,
What I would
I'll
do with
fucking-
it? No, I mean, I want to stay in in stuff that I know, right? Kind of like what I've been going to school for. T-shirts.
No,
That
nigga,
shit?
like yeah, like African garb, bro. There's
Bro.
a lot of black people in America. I mean, you've been
Let's get
here
into that. Let's
you-
get into
you've
that.
You've been here long enough to know that there's a huge population of black people
Yeah.
that just do not feel like they're welcome here. For whatever the reasons they may be, they do not feel like they're
Right.
part of America. And there is a huge population of black people that are trying to get more in touch with their roots.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And having somebody who's born there, who migrated here,
Yeah.
who's lived here, who's become ingratiated with the culture but hasn't lost his sense of his culture from back home. You know what I'm saying? You might be
Yeah.
able to offer something to people that you don't even realize could be
Word.
that impactful, bro.
That's the thing, right? I mean, well, thanks for the tip and the idea, and I would like to comment on what you said. I think, like say black people in America, they're in a very interesting situation or position.
You too, nigga.
Well, yeah, of course, yeah. I'm not I'm not excluding myself, but you know what I mean. But we do have different cultures, right? Like, you know what I mean.
For sure.
But if let's that's what I mean when I say blacks and what I'm talking about right now.
Mm-hmm.
And what I would like to say is, black people should feel like they're part of this.
I think so
'Cause,
too.
Yeah, like come on,
We
like,
built this shit.
Exactly.
We built this
like
shit.
your ancestors, bro. You know what I mean? Like I'm talking about. They call them what, the foundational Black Americans,
Okay.
right? Meaning like
That's the first time I heard that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm in those spaces where it's you know what I mean, where you get those
Yeah.
terminologies. But if basically what that really means is if you can actually trace, or you have records of your, say, grandparents or somebody in your family actually having paperwork work from a plantation
Mm-hmm.
or whatever, or from there up to now, that's what you're considered a foundational Black American.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So, but what I'm saying is,
I don't got nothing like that.
what I'm trying to say is that they're in a very interesting position, and they should feel like they are part of America because they literally built this country.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Not
They
only
literally-
that, not only that, we fought in every single war
Yeah.
in this country that
Yep.
dates back to the Revolutionary War.
Yep.
You, me,
Yep.
all of us, we have played a role
Yeah.
in even making this country what it is
Mhm.
today. Not only just being like, on the building blocks as far as slavery and all of those
Building
things,
up the economy
but
from-
actually making sure motherfuckers can't come in here and
Right.
just take
Do
what
what they
we
want.
built.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
You know what
right.
I'm saying? Like even in that, there should be a sense of pride.
Yeah, you should feel this is your country, and and it got here because of you.
Facts.
And because of your ancestors.
Big
you know what I'm
facts. Be
saying?
proud of that
Yeah,
shit.
they really, I mean, they really should be. Like, I made a really good friend. He's from New York. He moved out here, and dialoguing with him got me really to understand, like that perspective, and say the African American, struggle in history.
Mhm.
And one thing I would like to say too, though, is that honestly, like Black people can live anywhere they want, anywhere in the world. Like there shouldn't be a need to say, oh, I need to go back to Africa, or like you said earlier, like they don't feel like they're part of this culture or
yeah.
nation. No, like y'all built this. You know what I mean? And it would be a waste to say, or to even have the action of say moving or migrating somewhere else.
It's somewhere
you're giving
that is
away
unfamiliar too.
Right, you're
Not only
giving
that.
away so much, say history of hard work that your ancestors put in.
Big facts.
You're like if every Black person gets up and agrees to say, all right, let's migrate somewhere else and let's start from fresh. No, like you're giving up so much that your ancestors went through to get this country to where it's at today. You're giving all that up.
It's funny. I had this conversation a couple years ago about what if all Black people just packed up and went home.
I don't think it's a good idea.
No?
No, bro. You're
But-
giving up too much, bro.
But think about what it would mean for Africa.
Well, that's the thing. You guys are in a very interesting position. You could do both.
Niggas-
What's the need for you giving up everything in America to go start fresh in Africa?
I don't know.
African Americans are welcome in Africa.
I was gonna ask you that,
There
too.
are programs, bro, that are going on right now with all the different heads of states they're trying to pass these policies that, like if you have if you do like a DNA test that kind of links you to like say a tribe.
Mm-hmm.
Or to like a Pacific or like a region
in
wherever,
yeah.
like they'll give you citizenship.
I-
There's only few. No, don't get me wrong. There's only really. I think there's only actively only 2 different countries that are currently doing that.
Is Senegal one of them?
No, I don't think so.
Oh no.
One of them is actually Sierra Leone.
That's where mine stems from when I did like my
Senegal?
ancestry. Yeah, Senegal.
Oh wow. I mean, my family is literally from Senegal.
Yeah,
Like,
that
so-
literally 70.
We're probably related.
78%, bro. Comes
Senegal.
From,
Wow.
Yeah.
When I did ancestry too. I don't know if you know, but and I did it from my grandmother's though. So we sent in my grandmother's DNA, and it's literally from Senegal. Like
Wow.
Yeah. So
That's
like
fire.
so they've been basically her family been in that region or that area for like probably over 1,000 years.
Yeah.
Because I think that's what the ancestry DNA reference go back to. It's only up to like 1,000
years?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But that's longer. So that's
I
pretty
don't-
long.
I don't have a lot of European. I had like 4%.
Sorry, I
European
might be
blood.
wrong. I don't think it's 1,000. Probably 100.
100
No, it
years?
has to be 1,000. Because 100, my grandmother's, she's close. No, it's 1,000. It's 1,000.
1,000 years.
I'm sorry. Yeah, it's 1,000. It goes back to
I don't know
1,000.
how long it goes.
I think
back.
it's 1,000. That's what I heard. Yeah, it's 1,000.
You know, another thing I wish like Africa or America, I'm not sure how it would go. You ever heard that thing that if you're Jewish and
Mm-hmm.
you and like if you have like Jewish parents or something like that, they'll send you back free of charge one time for your life, so that way you can go see. If I'm not, is it Jerusalem?
For Israel.
Israel.
Probably
That's what it is.
Israel, yeah.
Israel. It's free of charge.
Yeah.
It's your birthright. It's a
Right, yeah.
birthright trip. and it's just so you can see.
You guys
your
should have
home.
that.
I-
African Americans should have
Yo, I always said that. I'm like, yo, that would be so dope for so many kids.
that. Yep.
And not
It'll-
only that, like I'm
It would
almost
be a
20
great
years old.
experience, bro,
Hell
and
yeah.
an eye opener, bro. It
Hell
would
yeah.
be. It would be, and I think it would be beneficial too for your progress. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? As a people.
I think so too. Just to get in touch with the roots, the culture.
Yeah.
Honestly, what the struggle really was.
People downplay
Having-
culture, bro, but culture is a big thing.
It's huge.
It's a big thing, bro.
Huge.
People downplay. Oh, culture is not that important.
I don't have.
Oh, you guys, you
Yeah,
don't know your
tell-
culture, but nah, it's not a big deal.
Tell that shit to
Bro,
Mexican people.
it's a big
or,
thing, bro.
Or to Native American people.
Yeah, culture
Tell-
is a big thing.
Yeah, say that shit to Jewish people. That shit means everything.
Yeah.
The struggle that people go through to get to where they are today,
Mhm.
it makes literally who they
A
are.
big
It makes them
difference.
who they
Yeah,
are.
yeah, it does. It does.
And I couldn't even imagine what like going to Africa for the first time would be like for me. But that's one of the things I said. I'm like, yo, within the
It's a
next
bucket list?
within
It's
the
on the
next
bucket
5
list?
years, yeah, bro. Next 5 years,
Do it, bro.
I'm going. I got to go to Africa.
Go.
I've never
go
been
experience
there, and
it.
I know I want to be buried there. Well,
Oh,
I
wow.
want my ashes to be put there.
Wow, that's amazing.
Mhm.
That's
Like,
amazing, bro.
I've always had like this connectedness to it, even though
Mhm.
I've never even
Been there, yeah.
never even been there.
Wow.
Never even been there.
There's a guy I follow on YouTube, and so his family served in the military.
Mhm.
So he was actually born in Africa. I forgot what Pacific country, but he was born in Africa. But his family ended up moving back to the U.S.
Okay.
Like when he was a baby, and he never had the idea. But when he as he was growing up, he was always told that he was born in Africa, even though he was raised here
Yeah.
and his parents are from here. That made him go back when he was an adult,
That's
and
fire.
now he's traveling back and forth and exploring like all different countries in Africa, and he has like a vlog.
That's
So,
fire.
Yeah, it's
you gotta
pretty dope. I follow
send me
him.
that. You
I
gotta
will.
send me that.
I'll link it.
I'm interested in shit like that. You ever been to
Yeah.
Lagos?
Lagos, no, that's
No.
Nigeria, right? Lagos, Nigeria.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. And it's for me from what I see and I'm hearing. It's Lagos is beautiful. It's beautiful, bro. From what I see, there. And then the thing too, like Africa has been getting out of that like say Stone Age look or that
Third world country.
yeah, that third
kinda-
world look.
yeah.
There's a lot going on, and there's a lot of cities, developing.
I know in
There's
Nigeria
a lot of
specifically,
stuff
there's a
going
lot
on.
of things
Yeah.
going on over there too.
I mean, when it comes to music, I
No.
think Nigeria is leading the way when it comes to music in Africa.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they have a lot of artists that are making millions.
Not only that, they have a lot of fighters too coming out of there, like
That's
UFC
true. Yeah,
fighters.
yeah.
They're putting- they're putting
Adesanya and
Francis.
Francis
and-
Ngannou.
Yeah.
Big dude.
Yeah. There's another one too.
There's a couple of them. Usman, Kamaru Usman.
Yeah,
I think.
Kamaru
Yeah,
Usman.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are those are big names. They're putting these
They
they're
are,
putting
they
these
are.
places on the map, giving them recognition. I think
That's what people don't understand, that that region like Nigeria and Ghana, bro. Those lands used to be empires. Like those were like where the wealthiest of elites of
Really?
Africans are, and yeah, bro. Like you know what I'm saying.
Hold on, wait.
So with the
actually,
success that they
I'm gonna show you
have,
after.
honestly, it's not a surprise. It's not, and like where Nigeria is, like it's not a shock. Those the people that are in that region has always been like say in the upper classes of
African
African people.
countries.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Man, there's so many things I want to go back to. I want to go and see in Africa, bro.
Go, bro! I'm
Because
telling you, man.
I remember hearing
Um,
Steve Harvey talk about it one time.
He
was
went,
like,
yeah.
he was like, it's home without. It's going home for the first time, but it feels like home or something of that sort.
Yeah, yeah.
And like, bro,
Steve Harvey's dope.
I can't even imagine being in a place where everybody looks like me. That's so
Yeah,
hard.
that's-
That's so hard to even
yeah.
picture, bro, because it's so diverse here.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
But
Bro, no, that's and I would say from a lot of comments that I hear from African Americans, that's one thing that they love. Like when they go back, they don't feel like they're different.
like at a place,
yeah, or out of place. They don't look different than others.
Does it feel different to you?
Like what? When I go back
Yeah,
to Africa?
yeah.
Well, so when I go back, you know, I'm like the kid. I'm almost like a mixed kid, like.
Yeah.
Like mix. What I mean by that,
I think I know what you mean.
let me explain though. So a mixed kid, from what I hear, some of them complain is like when they go to this family house, they're a little racist to them, and when they get to the other family house, they're also a little racist to them. So they live in that world is like in the middle, you know what I mean?
Limbo.
Yeah,
It's
so like
I'm black
honestly,
and
that's how I feel.
I'm too black for here. I'm not black enough for there, kind of thing.
So like when I go back to Africa, like, you know, like I hear they tell me like, oh, you're not here, you're not from here. He's like, what are you talking about? I was born here,
Yeah.
you know. But you know, it's just from my customs and my behavior. That's what they mean.
Okay.
And you know, even me being here or growing up, even now at an adult age, when I go for like a job or like interviews, they be like, "Oh, you're not born from here," you know. Like, so I feel like I'm in the middle. I go here, they're telling me I'm not from here. I'm here, they're telling me, "Oh, you're not from here."
You're not from here. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
It's funny. I think that's how a lot of black people in this country feel. That's
Really?
Yeah, which is, you know, it goes back to like that acceptance. Like I'm too black for here. I'm too black for
Yeah,
white America.
yeah.
But then I also heard stories of people that go back to Africa for the first time, but they're Americans. They're black African Americans, and they're not necessarily received because they're not African.
Right.
They're African American. You know what I mean? So honestly, I'm going in with the no expectation kind of feels like I'm gonna just take everything as it comes. But bro, I can't wait.
Bro,
I can't
go,
wait.
bro.
And I think it's
It'll be
so
a great
fire that
experience.
like that you've been there. Like, I think that's like the coolest thing in the world, bro. My man been to the motherland.
Or
My man comes from the
it's
motherland.
dope, bro. Yeah, I mean it's I am thankful that I say know my family from there. I'm thankful of that. I know a lot of people don't really say have that because I met a sister at the mall and we were talking and she
Is
was
it Mama JoJo?
at the Mama Jojo store.
Ah, I like Mama
And-
JoJo. I go in there.
It wasn't Mama Jojo specifically, but somebody in that store.
Okay. I
And-
met Mama JoJo and her mom the one day.
Oh, okay.
And she got
Yeah,
some
they're-
shea butter.
they're
some
Liberian,
incense.
yeah. Yeah,
She's mad friendly.
Liberian English is mad funny. It's mad funny, bro. But so I was talking to her, and then I ended up asking her. I was like, "Oh, like, do you have family like in Africa or something like that?" She was like, "Oh no," you know what I mean. So like, I was like, "Damn, like, I can't imagine what that feels like." You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean, like that she didn't
She was
have
black.
nobody?
Yeah. Yeah. So because she was in an African store, she was actually working there. I thought that maybe she's here because she has ties with,
to
know what I'm
the
saying?
owner of the shop, maybe something.
Oh
like
no,
that.
the shop, or even maybe she has ties or family that's in Africa or came from Africa.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But she said no, she didn't have any connection with
But
Africa.
she just like me, just like
yeah,
a black American.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah, at least she's employing black people.
Yeah.
We'll give her that.
Yeah. No, I'm not really specifically talking about Mama Jojo. I'm just saying like it's that being like that is I can only imagine it's tough, bro. Like of how important I know or I think of how culture is. You know what I'm saying?
Culture is huge, man.
Yeah,
It's the sole reason why some people, like you said, behave in a certain way.
Yeah. Behavior
Talk
is
in a
big
certain
thing.
way, feel welcome in certain places. Culture is huge. I think black Americans, I think that's the biggest problem with us. We've allowed other people to tell us what our culture is.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean, like rap culture, or, you know what I mean, they think of us to be violent and stuff like that. But that's not who we are. You get in a room full of black people, you know what I'm saying, and we have a
And
good
everybody's
fucking
quite
time.
different. Yeah.
And we have a great fucking time. We laugh. We have like we love the same dances and music, food. A lot of us, we could be coming from all different corners, but 9 times out of 10, we've been raised in similar situations. I mean, you wouldn't imagine how many times I'm like, yo, did your mom ever say, like, before you walk in the store, don't ask for nothing, you ain't getting shit. You know what I mean? And they're like, yo, your mom too? And he grew up 5 hours away from where I did. You know what I mean? Like, it's shit like that.
Facts.
And you know, that is like our culture though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's something that I think we haven't ourselves come to define, but we allowed other people to define it for us.
Yeah.
And I think that's why us as black people in America don't always feel welcome because the people we allowed to define it didn't define it in a
Properly.
light.
Yeah.
Didn't define it in
Or in a
light
positive
that was
way.
Yeah, that was
Yep,
going to be
that's
acceptable.
True. That's true. You know, when I remember, I don't know if you remember, I like, I don't know if it was on Facebook or something. You had asked, if
We got like 5
if-
minutes left.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
If it was worthwhile of reading the Malcolm X book, and I was like, yo, read that, John, read that, John.
Yeah.
You read it, right?
I read half of it.
Ah,
and
damn,
then
Eric.
My book got messed up, bro, and
Oh.
I didn't buy a new copy yet.
Well, what I was gonna mention from that, you know, like when Malcolm X was like a little boy, he was going to school, you know, and he was told that he didn't have any, like blacks didn't have any history. That was the narrative. He said from his book, he stated that when the topic got into like say black history or African history, it was like a page or a paragraph, and the rest of it was like, oh, you guys don't have any history.
That's
You know what I'm
fucked up.
saying?
That's
Imagine
fucked up.
what that does to kids or
Yeah.
people or or black people. Period.
I can't even
You know what
find
I'm
out
saying?
about nothing about our people,
Yeah.
the people that came
Like
before me.
yeah, but that's people always are trying to find connection to who they are. You know what I mean?
We
But
we
that's
need-
what that once again. That's why culture is so important.
Yeah, we need role models. Everybody
Yeah.
needs role models.
Imagine if Malcolm X would have found out at a young age. I mean, he learned
learn right before he died.
he learned he improved himself and like became a total different person at an older age. But imagine if those positive seeds would have been planted earlier as a child. You know what I'm saying? Imagine like at what level he would have been at when
Yeah.
he
you might
was an
not get
adult.
Detroit Red.
Yeah, exactly.
You
That would have
might- you
never
might-
happened.
yeah.
You never got the guy that was doing home invasions. You know what I'm saying?
And you might
That's
get
why
the,
culture is so important, bro.
you might get the version of him that came back from Africa
Right. Yep.
way in his
Yep.
20s.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
And it's crazy because I remember reading something about his trip to Africa and what he was going to come back and tell the people what he learned,
Yeah,
and he
yeah.
had died before it
Before that, yeah.
because he realized like yo, it doesn't need to be divisive.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be divisive.
Isn't that crazy? Like how that he died at that moment. At that moment, like of what?
It's like a moment of enlightenment. in a
Right.
way.
Like he just his mind finally just came to say probably the most positive conclusion of his lifetime. And then boom, his life was just
it's
taken
over.
right there.
I was talking with somebody about people. Somebody told me that I was anointed, and I don't. I, at the time, I didn't know what that means. You know what that means?
I really don't.
Okay, so I said I don't know what that means.
Is it
And he
like
goes,
chosen almost?
In a way, yeah. He was
Okay.
like Jesus was anointed. Martin Luther King was anointed. Malcolm X was anointed. He starts naming off all these people, and he's like that's what I'm referring to. And the one commonality all these people had was they were killed at
Yeah.
like well before, at least to our mind, well before their work was done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We could say that Martin Luther King, he probably could have been even more impactful than what he was
Yeah.
had he been alive longer. Malcolm X, Tupac, fucking even Jesus Christ, in a way, JFK, all these people that were put here to cause massive change.
Yeah.
And ultimately they were taken away.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, I didn't feel like what he was saying to me was, I wouldn't say authentic because I think it came from a real place from him, but I didn't see it
You
like
didn't
for
see it.
myself. You know what I'm saying? And then not only that, it's like, how do we continue to destroy people who come here with the purpose of uniting each other?
Yeah. It's sad.
It's weird.
Yeah, I
And
want
it's sad.
I want to pause there though and say like, bro, you got to give yourself a little more credit. Like, honestly, like you're, say from even the interactions we had over on just a little bit of social media, I can tell like you definitely grew like way more than the person you were in school.
I would agree to that.
Like you grew way like compared to other people. That nah, but honestly, you grew a lot, bro. Like I can tell you, you're very, you're very aware and say informed on a lot of things, and like you know what's going on, and that's good. And you're
appreciate
smart,
that.
bro.
I
Like I would
appreciate
say
that.
you're smart.
I appreciate. I thought
Even though I don't like the word smart, but I would say that, bro. Yeah,
I
you're very
appreciate that.
intelligent, bro.
I
And I
appreciate
think
that.
you grew, bro,
I
from
appreciate
a
that.
lot. I mean, like I said, we were we were in class together. It's not like I just met you. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I knew you from high school days.
Can you believe that was 14 years ago?
Crazy,
freshman
right?
year?
It went like that, bro.
14
It
fucking
went like
years.
that.
It's yo. It's
I don't think you have been wasted. Like you're definitely not a person who wasted it. You know what I'm saying? You're a person that I can tell like has been working and grew a lot within those years.
I appreciate that.
I can see it. So give yourself more credit, man. So if that whatever that guy was saying, that he thinks you're anointed, it's probably true.
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen, this is all I do, man. I love it. This is it. I just
Bro,
love to
this-
talk to
this is-
people and just.
This can turn into anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It could turn into something big.
I think it's gonna be something big. Honestly, I think so, and I think it's because
and it will.
I had
If you think that, bro, it will.
that is something I
Believe
truly
is a lot. Believing in something plays a big part in
Fuck
everything,
yeah.
bro.
Fuck yeah.
Sometimes that's all it takes.
yeah. It's
that's
just,
all it takes.
Just believe in
Because
something.
imagine if you don't believe it, it's never gonna
Never gonna
happen.
happen.
It's never. So you kind of have to believe. Like
Yeah.
that's the start.
Yeah.
So
People be like, "Fake it till you make it."
yeah.
Like, all right, man. I guess so. Yo, listen. This is.
I
the
don't even know.
time.
I'm looking on here. I don't even know. I can't even keep track of the
It's
time.
the time. It's 1 hour.
Oh, that
15
says
minutes.
bars. How much bars we drop?
2,267 bars.
Oh, okay, that's why. So yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, we've been over here an hour now.
Yeah, it flies by,
It did,
right?
It did.
I've had episodes that damn near went 2 hours, and I had to like, yo, listen, we gotta cut it.
Word, it can keep
it's
going.
gonna take 3 days to upload the video.
I think hours is a pretty good.
Yeah,
Content.
it sucks because when
We
when
probably have so much more to talk about. but-
Exactly.
we didn't even get into anything.
I invited everybody up here twice. I was like, I told everybody, including yourself, you're welcome to come up here again and chop it up some more because I know there's areas we didn't get to touch
Yeah,
on.
but
that.
bro, this is what happens though when it's just off the top. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like it's just
and that's why
it's
I
just
love
free
it.
script, and it's
That's
great
why
though.
I
No,
love
it's
it.
great. It's great.
Because people don't talk to each other no
Yeah,
more. Everybody
that's true.
texts,
Yeah.
send messages on social media. You know what I mean?
Facts.
But nobody does this anymore.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
about things that doesn't have to do with how's your mom and how's
Yeah,
work
yeah,
and
yeah.
we get to actually learn a little bit about each other in the process. So
Stuff we have been digging into
exactly.
the last
My
15,
man-
10 years.
My man's in the pigeons, bro.
Yeah, bro, it's a little weird.
That's fire. That's
hobby,
fire.
but yeah, I'm really interested in pigeons.
It's not weird, bro, because birds are a huge part of our life.
Yeah,
A huge part of our
and
of
history
our,
too.
Yeah.
Even history.
Yeah,
you know?
the usage for them, and not only just war from fucking carrier pigeons, but
Yep,
just
yep.
bro, just everything. I mean, shit. One of the best birds in the world is chicken, but it probably is the best bird in the world, other than the eagles.
They say that's the closest thing to a dinosaur.
I
is a
know
chicken.
you. I know you heard that.
What do
Other
you
than
mean?
the Eagles.
Oh, okay.
He's a Vikings fan. he tried to pass her. I see that. He tried to slither right.
Oh no! That damn Eagle fans! Damn Eagle
You
fans!
said a dinosaur?
Yeah, a chicken is genetically chicken is the closest.
Where
thing
the
to a
fuck did you
dinosaur.
hear that? That's
Just from
crazy.
shit that I come up across.
They
I
kind of
guess.
look like raptors now that I'm thinking about it.
with
like
the short feather, with the wings.
Yeah,
like-
yeah. They don't really
but they
have
walk
no
like-
arm-
yeah.
yeah. That
That's what they say, bro. I mean, I'm not telling you that it's true. No, I'm just
you
saying.
still got to invite me over. Abu, I talked to
Invite you
Abu
over
last
what?
year, and he had posted a picture on Instagram about some goat.
Oh,
Eating
yeah.
some goat. I was like,
yeah,
that shit look
yeah,
fire. He's like, yo, we killed it ourselves.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, you got to invite me over. So
Word, nah,
I'm still
do
waiting
gotta
for my
set that up.
invite. And I'm not cool. I don't want to kill an animal, but like that is some shit I want to.
It's a ceremony,
I want,
bro.
yeah,
It's a
yeah.
ceremony.
I know the way, like when you come from certain cultures, like it's like an appreciation
Yeah.
for what you're being given,
Right,
and
yeah, yeah.
and this is the sacrifice,
Yeah.
I realize that that's big in African cultures, Mexican
Yeah, it
cultures,
is, it
and
is.
Native American
Yeah,
cultures.
It is.
You guys have a great appreciation for all life forms, even if you have to eat them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we ain't like the vegans. you know what I mean?
Yo, some of that shit goes a little overboard.
What?
I think I'm gonna be vegetarian at some point. I think so.
It's a beautiful diet. No, I'm just joking
But-
here, but yeah, it's a beautiful diet though.
Listen, we don't listen.
but-
Whoever comes on this show, I tell everybody like, yo, you don't gotta apologize for anything you say up here. If they feel
No,
offended,
I'm
they
not
can think it's
apologizing, but
cool.
I'm just making what I'm saying clear. Like,
Okay.
I joked about it, so if I don't expand on it, people might think, oh, he's anti-vegan.
Yeah,
but what I'm trying to I don't care really how to feel, but but what I'm trying to say is, there are benefits to actually being a vegan or eating, say, more plants.
Yeah.
I believe in eating more plants. I don't believe in cutting off meat totally.
Okay.
But I believe we should actually be eating more.
A hell of a
plants.
lot more greens.
Like get more greens in.
That's something I need to
in
do
your- in
more
your
of,
diet.
bro. I
I
buy
don't-
lettuce every week and almost never eat it.
Don't do lettuce, bro. Do other things. From what I hear, lettuce is really, most of it is just water. Get your broccolis in. I know what you.
Broccoli
it's
isn't
fake.
even a real
I think
vegetable.
you were gonna say that. I knew you were gonna say that. We had this argument like
We
probably
did?
10 years ago.
See, see, he knows exactly.
Eat
what
your-
I'm-
all right, cauliflowers.
Consistency.
That is true. I knew you were gonna say that. You can get other stuff: carrots, cauliflower. There's so much other greens out there. Asparagus,
Kale, spinach.
rather than just lettuce.
Yeah.
Lettuce is just water.
It just goes so well with chicken, though.
It does. It does. What I'm saying is, though, if you don't find yourself eating it, bro, there's
Maybe
other
try
stuff out
something
there.
new.
Like,
Yeah. You got
you know what I
a
mean?
point. You got a
but
point.
yeah,
Yo, thank you for coming up
definitely.
here.
It was
we're
great,
gonna have to,
bro.
we're gonna have to do this
We gotta-
again.
Yep,
Definitely do this again.
definitely. And
Um,
probably touch up on other
On some other
aspects of
topics.
topics.
Yeah, man. He was like, yo, I don't want to talk about religion. I was like, I don't want to talk about religion either. I
Yo,
had enough
all your
episodes.
shows, yo. When I was
I had
going
like
through your
4
catalog,
episodes that were about.
I
like,
think most of
religious
them were
based.
were more on religion.
Well, I will say this: I take spirituality into every episode, and that's because it's near and dear
It's
to
you,
me.
right? Yeah.
It's part of me. It's part of why I am the way that I am today.
Yeah.
Some of the other episodes, like when like the Jesus conversations came up, there was a point to it. Some of them, like, it just happened to come out in the middle of the
Yeah.
episodes, and it is what it is.
Facts.
The one thing I said I was gonna do on this podcast was talk about the shit that I wanted to talk about.
Word.
I wasn't gonna allow outside factors dictate the type of shit that I create.
Yeah.
And it's because once you start letting people get in your creative process, you're like, I don't even want to do this shit anymore. I'm not doing it
you're
for me
you
anymore.
feel like you're controlled almost.
yeah. You're not even doing it
Yeah.
for what you started out to
Right.
do it
Yeah.
for. So.
It's your pod, man. You could do whatever you
Yeah.
want. Talk about
But
whatever you want to talk about.
I was happy to hear that you didn't want to come up here and talk about religion. I would have been cool with it, but I was like,
bro, when I
cool.
was
like,
when I
maybe
was
could
going
do-
through your like I said, I've been keeping up with the show, and I think probably like 3-4 different episodes I saw you had. Somehow the conversation just took a deep dive
into religion.
into religion,
Yeah.
and
There's also a thing about me too. I have a real interest. I keep trying to cancel this, and we keep going. This is why we need
you
to
should cut
do 2
this
episodes.
or edit. You could
This will be
cut-
the last thing I say before we close
Alright.
out. But I have a real interest in religion, and not so much to practice religion, but
But to know.
everything that like we know about the world today is it's rooted in religion, from wars to laws to the way the fucking world is even structured in a lot of ways. You know what I'm saying? Like when Christianity came in, it took hold of fucking everything, and then we have a culture today that if you mention like Jewish people and them having a lot of financial like most of the money in the world, whatever the case may be, however you want to say it, people get backlash for things like that. But there's some truth to it.
Yeah,
Jewish people run a lot of shit.
that's facts.
Call a spade a spade.
It's
it is,
true, yeah.
and that's nothing to be ashamed about. You guys have figured out a way to do certain things. Not everybody's figured out.
Yeah,
But
they
know.
I mean, what I would say is I feel like honestly, people who get mad about stuff like that is people who don't have a good understanding
it's
of
ignorance.
what is actually being spoken about.
Yeah, it's
You know what I
ignorance.
mean?
I would say that.
Yeah, a lot of. I can say that there was times there was periods in my life where I didn't understand a lot of things, and certain say words or phrases will make me upset as well.
Yeah,
But I'm at that point now. It's like I have a pretty good understanding of
of a wide
of
range
say,
of shit.
yeah, especially when it comes to like say religion, like Islam being one, and I mean even Christianity, and even topics about Judaism or Jews culture. I'll give the Jews a compliment though. Like from what some of the texts that I been digging into, some scholars give them a lot of praise on. They from what there was a time period where things was really. I mean, their history like from what I understand is they have always been in
Almost-
hard times.
Yeah,
where,
almost
'cause,
always trying to be exterminated by somebody.
They weren't really always say the dominant population or in society.
Right.
They had the least population most of the time in every civilization or country or wherever or empire they lived in, right? But in a certain period, they made actually education their religion.
Wow.
They made education their religion, meaning that whatever they can get their hands on, information-wise, they went after it and they studied it, they mastered it. You know what I mean?
And that's
Like,
that's how you get to where the fuck
that's where
they
you
are
get to
today.
where you are, right?
Yeah.
Knowledge is everything, bro.
Knowledge is power.
It is.
Knowledge is power. Yo, don't be afraid to learn, man. Again, thank you for coming
Yeah,
up
bro.
here, bro. We're definitely gonna do this again. If this is the first time you're here, please stick around. If this is the second time, third, fourth, fifth, whatever, continue to spin the block because we're gonna have more dope conversations with more dope
Word.
individuals. Yo, man, you want to say anything before I close out?
Thanks for inviting me, man.
Dang.
You know, great. It was a great show. I think you have what you got going on is great. I feel like this is something which, like, I don't want to keep this going, but you remember when we were younger, people were like putting up videos online of like, you remember that? With, like Alex Cruz and like us, Jamal and
Oh
them.
yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like there was a video out that we were just putting up content, but it wasn't really consistent.
Yeah.
You know, but this, I feel like knowing what we know now about the internet is like, bro, like imagine we kept that going. People would have been probably pretty good right now.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. And
Just
niggas
saying,
did
so
nothing
keep going,
but
man.
funny
Don't
shit.
don't stop. You started, so keep going.
I appreciate
And that's
it.
what it is. You know
I
what
appreciate
mean?
it.
That's what I
Thank
got
you
to say.
again, man.
All right, Eric.
Yo, shoot for the moon.
Shoot
if you
for the
miss, you're still amongst the stars.
Word up.
Peace.
I've been on my grind just to live it out. Say what's on your mind just to hear it loud. Everybody knows me, really that's the old me. Going through some changes right here and now.